What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Life of Lauren. Last week I took the week off from posting because we had tons of family in town for Thanksgiving, but I'm back with another video, so let's get into it. So the topic of this week's video is all about self-care for moms, both physically and mentally, because it is draining. When I became a mom, I decided that I really wanted to stay home and be with my baby, especially for these first essential years of his life, and I do want more kids, so I don't know how long I won't have a traditional job. So with that being said, it was an adjustment mentally. I had to come up with a new routine, but this isn't solely for just stay-at-home moms. This is just that transition in general that is so crucial for a first-time mom. I know for me, I always told my husband, I never want to be Lauren the mom. I want to be Lauren who is a mom. I didn't want to take motherhood on as my identity, even though I love being a mom. I really, truly do. But the reason I don't want it to be my identity is because I still want to be an example to my children that you can still, have life. It's going to look different, and it's going to be a lot less selfish. I'm not saying this from a selfish point of view. I just mean that I want to have things that I take joy in outside of my kids, because someday they're going to leave home. And I don't want to be like, oh shoot, who am I? I still want to have that intact. So I kind of came up with 5 essential things that I found to be helpful in terms of taking care of myself, still finding that sense of purpose and identity in who I am, and these are them. So let's get into it. Tip number 1, find and identify the number of times a week that you need to get out of the house. Especially those first few months, that obviously your first month you're not really going to leave the house too much, but once you start getting a schedule, you need to get out of the house. Especially for me, I am an extrovert and it just wasn't working for me staying home all the time. So that number for me personally, 6 times a week, I have to get out of the house at least once. And that's been a game changer for me, because I need that interaction with other people. Like, I literally feed off of other people. That's what gives me energy. If that's not you, if you're more introverted and you actually really do like staying home, more power to you. Maybe that looks like, how many times a week do you need to have conversations with someone you don't live with? That's not a baby, that's not your husband or boyfriend, whoever that is. Like, do you need to call someone or a friend more than 3 times a week? Because we do need to engage with other people. That's like really, really essential for staying mentally healthy and mentally sane. But tip number 1, identify how many times a week you need to leave the house. Tip number 2, I did this before I ever had a baby, and I still do it now. Well, I recently started like a month ago, and that's when I really saw a positive change in my life, which was creating a schedule. So some things I have to do every single day. Like, I have to pick up, once you have a baby, you really do kind of need to pick up your house every day, because it gets pretty messy. But I try to prioritize, like, which day am I going to go grocery shopping? Which days am I going to deep clean? Which days am I going to go to the store for this or that? When am I going to work out? Like, I love to have all of that planned, and that way you can be so purposeful and intentional about making sure those days that you are going to go outside of the house, you know what you're doing. You're not just spending money carelessly, because you do get to that point where you're like, well, if I leave the house, I'm just going to go spend money, and you don't want to do that either. So just be intentional about your days. Every week you want to know that you have things to look forward to. That's very important when being optimistic about every single week, because it can get repetitive if you are staying home. So schedule your weeks, even if you don't have a job. Moving on to tip number 3, find mom groups. I know this can be scary. Honestly, I have so many girls my age who are moms, and I think I've been a little bit timid about reaching out to them, because you don't know if they want to spend time with other people, and maybe just like that rejection, if I'm being transparent. So if you're a mom and you know me or we follow each other, reach out to me, because yes, I want to hang out. But otherwise, there are mom groups, and the cool thing about mom groups is, these other women are looking for friendship, and they're looking for just opportunities to hang out with other people. So I would go on Facebook, I would go on Instagram, I would even just search the internet looking for mom groups in Las Cruces, and I found multiple. Some I tried out and I was like, this one's really not for me. Nice people, but not for me. And other ones, like, I've grown to love, I've made friends in. And what's cool about these play groups is it allows opportunities for play groups for your kids to grow up with other children. That's super awesome to me. These are women who a lot of times, like, they have 6-month-olds or 2-year-olds. It really ranges, some newborns as well, like mine. But in that space, you find women who have way more wisdom about motherhood, people you can seek out advice from, and then just that, like, that friendship. It's really awesome. And even if you have really minimal in common with all of these women, the one thing you do have in common is that you're all mothers. And so that's like the basis for everything they talk about in the groups. It's just really, really awesome. Like, I know next week we're going to Chick-fil-A for breakfast one day, and they have mom's night out where there's no kids, and maybe you go like have taco night. Just all these opportunities to leave your home and to look forward to different things throughout your week. So mom groups are so awesome. Tip number 4 is going to be move your body. I cannot express how much working out has helped me over the course of like postpartum. I really did not, I think I had a little bit of like what they call baby blues, which is like some moments you're kind of sad and you don't really understand why, but I definitely didn't have postpartum depression. I know that's different for everyone, and I have so much sympathy for those who do go through that, because that's really daunting and hard to get through. But I think something that seriously helped me was working out through my pregnancy. That's a whole other topic. I think working out through my pregnancy did help the outcome of how I felt after pregnancy, because I wasn't like, oh my God, my body. I was like, oh my gosh, my body. Like, it's really going back quicker than I expected. So, but that's a whole other topic. Afterwards, I still think moving your body is really important for multiple reasons. Not even vain reasons, even though it's awesome to feel comfortable in your skin. That's obviously a reason. I want to be an example to my kids as they grow up. I want them to have a positive outlook on working out, on being healthy. I don't want it to be something that they feel forced to do, rather a lifestyle that they think is just what you do because that's all they've seen. So that's really important to me. And then it's good for you. You feel like you did something hard and something good for yourself. You took care of your temple. Like, that's important. But that can look different. I'm not saying you need to go run. I'm not saying you need a gym membership. But I am saying you should at least be going out for walks. I did a lot of home workouts, stuff like that. And the coolest thing, I recently joined this mom's workout group, because it's really hard to make it to the gym or do a workout when you have a baby. But with this workout group, everybody takes their strollers. There's like 20 strollers at the park. We all meet there. It's a membership, and it offers like 3 to 4 classes a week. So I know that if I don't make it to a workout, it's because of myself. It wasn't because I didn't have a sitter. It wasn't like, it eliminates so many excuses, because you can take your baby. You see all these moms and you're like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. And it's just a really positive environment. It's so cool because instead of like having a timer for doing workouts, they'll maybe read a book, and for the duration of 3 pages from that children's book, because there's all those kids, right? You got to keep them entertained, you're doing a workout. So you're like, oh my God, can she read faster? You know? So it's cool. It's a different type of workout, but I still leave tired. I still get sore. Maybe like if we're shuffling, instead of just like shuffling to a line, you shuffle to your baby and you tickle them and then you go back. Like, it's just engaging for everyone, and it's a really, really good time. Tip number 5, I would say make sure that you and your partner are on the same page when it comes to what you need for your mental health. Because if you're not on the same page, those expectations that you're not expressing are going to be fallen short of, because like, how's your partner supposed to know what you need if you're not expressing that? So what do I mean by that? I mean, for me, every single day, Josiah knows that I need to shower and I need to work out. Like, if those things aren't intact, I'm not having the best day mentally, because those are so crucial for me. He knows that And that means like an hour a day. I know this is me time. If I need to take care of myself and do my eyebrows, if I want to do my nails, anything, like if I want to shave, like these are things that moms don't get to keep up with when they have kids. And everyone says like, oh, once people become a mom, they let themselves go. And it's like, yeah, because when do I have time to shave? When do I have time to, like, are you going to watch him while I work out? Because probably you're going to gain weight if you don't work out, but it's not because I want to, it's because who's watching the baby while I'm doing all that? That's my rant. So just make sure you're communicating that so that you don't become resentful towards your partner. So he can keep me accountable also, because there's literally times when I hear him crying and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm just not gonna wash my hair today. I'm just gonna wash my body. And then I stop and I'm like, no, girl, wash your hair. Like, it's okay if he cries a little with his dad, or it's okay if he cries in general. Like, do what you need to do to take care of yourself, because the better that I am for myself, the better that I feel, the more present and more happy of a mom I can be. Just moral of the story, the better you take care of yourself, the more joyful you are, the better mom you're gonna be for your baby. All right, you guys, this whole video was meant to encourage you if you are becoming a mom, if you want to be a mom, and if you already are a mom. It is difficult. It was far more difficult than I ever thought it would be. It is far greater than I thought it would be. But being in a mentally and physically healthy state while being a mom takes work. Like, I can't say it just comes naturally. It takes work. So I hope that these 5 steps can help you in that process of becoming your best self in motherhood. Thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a comment if you have any tips that you have found helpful postpartum, so that you can help the rest of us watching this video, including myself. And we will see you on the next episode.